Good evening, and welcome to tonight's bedtime story for Hiram. On this particular night, the first group went through the tour circuit without anything noteworthy happening. Following along behind them, Kim was surprised to find that all of the sheets on the patient beds were tousled and rumpled. Grumbling about the general lack of courtesy and consideration that had been shown for their fellow visitors by the first group, he returned the beds to some semblance of their made-up state. Then the second group went through on their tour. Following behind at a respectful distance, Kim stuck his head into the patient rooms along the maternity hall. Yet again, the sheets were a mess. Somebody was obviously playing games with him, and Kim was less than amused. Wanting to nip this little drama in the bud, Kim decided to ask the staff members whether they had seen anybody messing up the sheets on the bed. They all shook their heads. Nobody had noticed anybody going into any of the patient rooms. Frowning, he asked a staff member to accompany him on a whirlwind trip through the maternity rooms in order to make all the beds yet again before the next tour group came around. The next tour duly started, making their way slowly and methodically from room to room. Kim already had a sneaking suspicion as to what would be found when they got to the patient rooms, as evidenced by a sinking feeling that was now developing in the pit of his stomach. Sure enough, once the groups reached the first patient rooms along the main hallway, once again the beds had been unmade, their sheets rumpled and tossed aside. Kim just walked away, shaking his head in disbelief. That was a chapter from The Haunting of Asylum 49 by Richard Estep and Cami Anderson, with a foreword by TV's Dave Schrader. Sleep tight and happy dreams.